Hello Machinima Realm, it's Swifty here. In this week's video, I have a submission from Raythunda. You might have seen his videos on Warcraft movies. He's a two-time gladiator, one of the top-rated warlocks in Europe. He's from the Arathor server in the Blackout battle group. This video is a dueling commentary video of how to beat a warrior as a warlock. So here it is. Hope you enjoy it.
Hello, this is Ray from the server Arathor, bringing you another dueling video against warriors this time around. I'll be doing Raythunda from my server. He has a heroic bench roll and has enough ARP to satisfy the ARP soft cap. Arms. Personally, I find, even with warriors that have similar gear to me, they're a pretty simple class to understand and play against as a Destruction Warlock especially. You just need to know what to do and when. This is an example of a duel against Raythunda where I don't even teleport. I'm essentially just trying to pump damage into him and not caring about things like reflect, not caring about trying to fake cast so much, and just generally trying to kill him throughout. And the amount of pressure I can put out is pretty immense. Specifically as a Destruction Warlock, what you want to do is you want to have all your dots up on a warrior as soon as possible. So that's the Shadow Flame dot, Immolate, and Corruption normally as well. You also want to be trying to fake the Spell Reflect as much as possible. Just use it like on Curse of Elements, for example, because obviously warriors don't have any spells of any sort that are benefited from Curse of Elements, or use it with Corruption and then devour it if you're using a Fell Hunter. Even then you can just stick up Shadow Ward beforehand and have Shadow Ward eat all of the Corruption damage instead. Now this is another clip where I've lost a Raythunda as well. The main reason being was that I spent Trinket very early on Intercept Stun where I didn't need to and it wasn't really very important. And I should have spent it about here on this Intercept Stun so I could have continued casting and killed Raythunda. But as it happens, he did more damage than I did, and generally it turned out to be quite good. Other basic things you need to understand when you duel a warrior specifically is, when you start dueling a warrior, you've always got to keep your distance away from your teleport at least, because a warrior's wet dream is literally having you stand on top of your teleport, because you need to use that to get away from Bladestorm. If you're too close to your teleport and he intercepts you, just the intercept stun is enough time for them to get a good amount of damage out with Bladestorm to kill you essentially. It's also imperative that you have your pet on stay somewhere away from you and away from your portal as well. The last thing you want is for your pet to get Bladestormed by the warrior or just generally nuked down because of sweeping strikes and just general damage. The pet's already taking enough damage from Soul Link, and if it dies you're taking even more damage and it's just painful as hell. Guaranteed when and if Raythunda gets a DBW he'll hit a hell of a lot harder. Okay, protection. Now, this is a bit of a horrible spec to fight. Now, these first clips are just me losing against Raythunda as prop, because prop warriors in general do a ridiculous amount of damage and have a stupid amount of control, specifically against casters, and are probably the greatest anti to warlocks since rogues were in TBC. It's absolutely astonishingly horrible. As standard with any other melee though, if you play with a Succubus or sometimes even a Voidwalker, it's a lot easier to beat, but I'm playing with a Fell Hunter here just to increase the difficulty. The only problem with the Voidwalker is, I mean, the shield's really nice and it obviously absorbs a lot of damage, but it can just get knocked off by a Raythunda's shield bash, as well as in general it doesn't really feel like that much. And it's really nice for me to have the Fell Hunter out because I have the Devour Glyph, and the Devour Glyph will eat any spells reflected upon yourself. Like if you reflect Corruption on yourself, you can devour it for more HP if you have the Devour Glyph up. You can also devour Gag Order, which is the 2 or 3 second silence that a warrior tends to hit you with in between stun durations and stuff like that. A prop warrior will generally tend to just try to lock you down, stop you from being able to do any damage to it whatsoever, so it'll chain stuns and then gag order you and put up a reflect or something in that sort of order, just slightly changed, I don't know, depending on what the situation is. the real trick to trying to be a prot warrior is playing around Shadow Furies and the abilities that stop the warrior from being able to really do anything. So obviously in the Shadow Fury stun you have to be able to try and get a cast off as quickly as possible, normally just an immolate so you can get a conflag so you can slow the warrior. And you can do the same with Death Coil as well. Once you've applied a slow to the warrior, what you'll want to do is you'll have to play like a rogue tactic that they used to employ in TBC, which is 8 to 10 kiting. So you have to try and stay just outside of melee range, and just within charge and intercept range. And this gives you the opportunity to cast, especially if Spell Reflect is down, because they have to make the decision whether or not they want to charge or intercept you, or whether or not they want to get into range to actually continue hitting you. Warriors in general are a very nasty class because they put out a lot of damage in a very short space of time, and having a Spell Reflect is also a bit of a kick in the nuts for casters, especially Destruction Warriors. However, it's easily overcome, and as long as you apply some common sense and you fake the reflects and you fake the pummels, you should be alright. Thanks for watching.
I want to thank Raythunda for submitting this video. I'm also going to be showing tutorial and trick videos submitted by some of the top rated World of Warcraft players in Europe and USA. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, Swifty here. Thanks for watching.